Okay. And I think the root of all of this is racism. I think the reason that he has been able to get a large portion of the American electorate is because the United States of America has a deep, dark history of racism that we've been trying to reconcile, and it takes generations to reconcile it. But after Obama was elected, a lot of people were very angry about that. They felt like a black man shouldn't be in the White House. And then Trump started all the racist tropes, and it just woke them up, and it made them feel justified. It made them feel, fuck yeah. It lit up all the white supremacy in them. But this is what they fear the most. Here is Tyler Perry at a rally last night with Obama, Bruce Springsteen, Kamala Harris in Georgia.
You want to hear something about an American dream? Fort McPherson was once a Confederate army base where there were Confederate soldiers trying to plot and plan on how to keep 3.9 million Negroes enslaved. Now that land is owned by me.
This is what I think irritates the MAGA movement so much. And I want to say to all of the self-identifying, I'm fiscally conservative, but socially liberal. I have a message to every single one of you out there. You're voting for a political party that has no problem with the Confederate flags.
None.
You're voting for a political party that has no problem with Nazi flags. These are your people. This is who you're voting for, and your silence against this is deafening, and history will not be kind to you. History is not kind to the oppressors.
Bean vote parade, man. There we go. Let's see it. My Pillow, 1488, motherfuckers. Look at those beautiful swastikas. We got to make America white again. Hail Trump.
White power.
White power.
The advocacy group Stop Anti-Semitism alleges the person at the front of the boat is known anti-Semite John Menadio. He goes by Handsome Truth on social media and leads an organization that calls itself the Goyim Defense League. The Southern Poverty Law Center has classified the GDL as neo-Nazi and white nationalist. Menadio has a history of offensive stunts. 2 years ago, neo-Nazi head of Goyim Defense League arrested in Poland. John Menadio was arrested while he was protesting against Jews outside of the Auschwitz concentration camp in Poland, where 1.1 million Jews were killed. Neo-Nazis have repeatedly flocked to Donald Trump's presidential campaigns, and Trump's rhetoric bashing non-whites arguably continues to be music to the ears of racists.
It's the enemy from within, all the scum that we have to deal with that hate our country. That's a bigger enemy than China and Russia. You cannot get into a hospital, by the way, because the migrants have all of the beds. You cannot get into a hospital. You cannot get your kids into a school because there are migrants there that don't even speak the language. It's unbelievable. They're giving, because of Biden and Kamala, they're giving precedence over your children. We will defend our civilization. We will not be conquered. We will not be occupied. We will not be invaded. We will reclaim our sovereignty. We will reclaim our nation. And I will give back your freedom and give back your life.
President Donald Trump defended those who view the Confederate flag as a banner of pride. Trump was asked on Fox News Sunday if the stars and bars, considered a symbol of slavery and oppression by most Americans, was offensive. He answered, quote, "When people proudly had their Confederate flags, they're not talking about racism. They love their flag. It represents the South." The Republican president has staunchly defended symbols and monuments of the Confederacy, some of which have been toppled or vandalized by civil rights protesters. Trump's support for the Confederate flag comes after his own defense secretary issued a de facto ban on the banner at all U.S. military bases last week. Former U.S. chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Colin Powell, on Sunday told CBS News he supported the move.
We have one flag and only one flag only, and that's the flag we should all support and all display and all be proud of.
Powell also said he supported changing the names of U.S. military bases honoring Confederate figures such as Fort Hood and Fort Bragg. The current chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, said earlier this month it was time to take a look at what those names signaled to recruits.
43% of the United States military are minorities. In the Army, for example, and these are Army bases you're talking about, we're up to 20+% African American, and in some units you'll see 30%. And for those young soldiers that go on to a base, a Fort Hood or a Fort Bragg or a fort wherever named after a Confederate general, they can be reminded that that general fought for an institution of slavery that may have enslaved one of their ancestors.
An amendment to the annual National Defense Authorization Act would remove those names within a year. Trump has promised to veto the bill if it includes that measure. He told Fox News, quote, "No, I'm not going to go changing."